and J.D. Vance and this movement, they got played. That's not my word. That's theirs. Her word. Played. They got played. They thought they were putting America first. And then here comes Musk and Ramaswamy and Vivek, and they're putting international workers before the American workers. This is incredible. And so, this is the pushback that you're seeing, and it's really interesting to sit on the sideline and watch what's happening because, we're watching as they're calling these H-1B visa holders indentured servants. Right. And it's really interesting to watch it all unfold. But more importantly, it is an opportunity to now see what the next administration is going to be like. And as we always say, Barbara, the question isn't about sitting on the sideline watching this unfold, because we have actual people that are being hurt by these policies. And the question becomes, what section, what direction, what action
Mr. Engineer,
do we take? That's right.
Mr. Engineer, we don't do breaks on this show. We don't have breaks. No, sir. Do not bring that break up. We don't have breaks on this show. I'm sorry, Daryl. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I mean, the question becomes, at this point, how do we counteract this? We've got to protect our American workers. We've got to protect the American public, right? And whether it's Democrat, Republican, or independent, this is about protecting the American worker and the American individual. So, we watch this fight unfold, and it's a fight that, that you and I, Barbara, have known has been out there, and that the proper text for it and all that endures. But, Barbara, I say all that, and you start getting me all worked up talking about this H-1B visa program, but we've got to talk about, because this is part and parcel to all the contradiction, all of the conflict, all of the lack of openness, inclusion that we're going to be dealing with for the next 2 to 4 years.
Absolutely, and folks, we're quite aware that Vivek did not. He's not a, industry owner. He's not, some big crypto guy, which, also has his issues. What he is a person who has been alleged to have made, his billions basically through a cancer fraud, medical fraud, scheme. But anyway, that's for his, battle with those people who gave him all that money. But I just want you to be clear that this is not someone who has built anything. He has stolen, allegedly, and is accused of having stolen his money. So I just, but that's who that's, money, like Justin, my son, says, there's only one team when it comes to looking at this new incoming administration, and that team is called not Team Trump, not Team MAGA, it's called Team Money. Whatever helps to make billionaires into trillionaires, this is what they're about. That's all they care about is how to make money. But let me get to our guests, because I know our guests are just shopping at the bit and saying, come on, Barbara, come on, Daryl, let us in on this. I want to welcome to the show, returning one of the most amazing advocates out there internationally around the issues of national disasters. And we got some kind of static on the line. Can somebody please fix that? Mr. Engineer. Okay. Somebody listen, you got to, if you're a guest, please be clear to have quiet in your background. All right. So I am happy to bring up, he has been a major figure in the politics and in the government and operations of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He was appointed the permanent representative to the Senior Civil Emergency Planning Committee for NATO. Did you hear me? And he has been involved in so much work, all over the world. and he is our go-to person when we're talking about natural disasters in this world, in this country. I am so glad to welcome one of the free thinkers, one of the most amazing voices in our nation, the Honorable Louis A. Elisa II. Hey, Louis!
Thank you, Counselor. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Daryl. And I'm one of the listeners out here. I'm just amazed in listening to you guys because everything you're saying is right on point, and to the extent that we're looking at what's going on in the next year and a half, I think we need to be looking 5 and 10 years down the line, because what they're getting us ready for is the AI. And artificial intelligence is going to replace almost all of these people, whether they got the V1 visas or what, they're coming over the border. They're getting ready to make a major replacement in human capital. And we're not paying attention to this. But what we do need to pay attention to is the changes that's taking place in our environment, what's going on in environmental justice, what's going on in our parks, what's going on in our national environment, what's going on with tornadoes in December, that we are not doing something right in terms of the commitment we had to, in the sense, to protect the environment, to stop putting carbon monoxide and fluorides into the air. And so now we're paying the price. We've seen some very erratic weather. We've seen some very erratic behavior in terms of natural natural disasters, which are no longer natural. They're 5 and 1,000-year events. And so I think that what we need to pay attention to is what the people who are coming in who want to make billions are not taking in consideration. What's the cost in human capital if we don't pay attention?
All right, Louis, thank you for that opening, and we're so happy that you're here. We're also want to welcome back to our show again the mighty Secretary of the Board of the Transformative Justice Coalition. She is the former head of the National Organization for Women, and she is also a former head of NEDA. She's done some amazing work. She's had her own podcast previously, What Equality Looks Like. She is our amazing leader. We are so happy to have Terry O'Neill with us. Hey, Terry. Terry.
Barbara, hi, how are you?
Okay, we're good.
We thought they had you, Terry. We thought they had you.
We said, VMAX are coming, got her.
I know. Remember, I live in Tennessee. They could be coming for me.
That's okay. We can get you an H-1B visa. It's all right.
No. And that L visa, right? The L visa, too. Listen, folks, we are so glad, Terry, that you're with us. We also wanted to welcome to the show, coming back. Whoa, he is so powerful. He is a professor at Johns Hopkins University, an amazing attorney, one of the most knowledgeable people you're going to find on African-American culture and history, and he is an amazing advocate of Black women's studies. You heard me. I'm talking about a member of the African-American Policy Forum Board. I'm talking about one of the voices that we love to have on the show. That is one, Mr. Ernest, Professor, I should say, Ernest J. Quarles. Hey, Ernie, welcome to Ignited Stage.
Thanks so much. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Daryl. It's just always a pleasure to be in space with the both of you. And I'll just reiterate your point, for folks who are out there last minute trying to figure out where they're going to spend their year-end dollars. I said to somebody yesterday, I said, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you need to refocus where you're putting your money, because some of the things you're giving money to are not transforming life for you and for us. So I just want to put that out there for everybody to think about.
Thank you, Ernie. And let's follow up with that, Daryl. Once again, we're saying to everybody on this year end, please give to the Transformative Justice Coalition so we can do this work, so we can make this radio show as powerful as we can, so that we can be your advocate in the spaces where they think they have excluded us, but we make sure that we're present. We're asking you to give to the Transformative Justice Coalition, TJC for short. Give it to us by going to tjcoalition.org. Right, Daryl?
Absolutely, Barbara. And you know, the wonderful part is whatever contribution you make to the Transformative Justice Coalition is 100% tax deductible. So, you know, we ask that you help us in our mission. We also have, if you're uncomfortable just giving, a cash donation, when you go to tjcoalition.org, there's a box you can just click to do a donation there. But you can also donate books, because we do banned book giveaways, and that's another way to be able to support our efforts as we go across this country, Barbara.
And we can't talk about giving to the TJC without talking about one of our signature programs. Not only do we help do banned books, and we're so happy AAPF and others do that, but we train young people to be voting rights advocates. That's our signature work. We are so glad. Not only do we train people to be advocates, we get them out there in the streets in the lowest income communities in America, not only to give away books, not only to share voting knowledge, not only to help register, help take people to the polls, but to make sure that the voices of young African Americans, young people of color, are actually heard in this process. And I'm so glad that a lot of our trainees have been running for office. Yes, they've been getting elected, doing amazing work. And we have one of those young leaders with us today. Woo, we could have had hundreds of them, because we have trained over 600 people, and they're out there in these communities making a difference. But we have one of those amazing leaders. I hope she's here, and that is Makayla Myers. She is a Transformative Justice Certified Voting Rights Advocate and alumni of our September 2024 class. She's a full-time student at the Community College of Philadelphia, majoring in public health, community education, as a youth commissioner for the City of Philadelphia's Office of Youth Engagement. She's done so much work. She's vice president and political action chair of the NAACP Pennsylvania State Conference. Yes, you've heard her voice on our show before. We are so glad that she is here. Welcome, Makayla Myers. Okay. April.
Hello.
Hi, Makayla.
Hi, yes, good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Barbara Arnwine and Attorney Daryl Jones.
There you are. There you are. Thank you, darling. Thank you for being on our show. You are one of the fighters, and you have so much to start. So why don't we start this show with you, because we really appreciate, everything you've been doing, and we have, one question that we want for everyone. Come on now, all of our guests, we're going to start off with asking you to sum up the year in one word. I know that's hard, but looking at 2024, Makayla, what is your one-word summary for the year?
So if I could sum up the year in one word, that word has to be transformative, right? We're here with the Transformative Justice Coalition. This year was all about change, whether it was in politics, technology, society, and those changes are setting the stage for years to come. So I had to say transformative.
Woo! I love it. And the same question for you, Terry.
Well, Makayla, I think that's exactly the right word, transformative for good and bad. There is a growing, let me just say this, I think there is a growing understanding among activists like myself and others that no one is coming to save us, that we have to be the ones we've been waiting for, And that, in that sense, yeah, transformative is I think a great word.
All right. And the same question to you. Come on now, Louis. The same question to you, sir.
Wow.
One word.
W-O-W. Wow.
Yeah, that was his word. Wow. You can spell it forward, you can spell it backwards, you're going to same reaction. Wow.
That's right.
We love it. We love it. Thank you, Louis. Ernie, what's your one-word summary?
Wow, yeah, that's good. That's a great one. That's a great one.